Brazil does not even have a health minister at this point. How bad is the situation getting there?
Right, we haven't had a health minister for the past few days. We've lost two of them during the pandemic, the last one being on Friday. He left after some disagreements with the president especially over the use of chloroquine as a medication to treat coronavirus. We're seeing the numbers just get worse and worse. As you said, today we had a record both for new deaths and new confirmed infections over the past 24 hours. We've overtaken the UK, and we're now only behind Russia and the US in terms of cases.
Julia, in terms of the economic impact as well, does the government even kind of have the deep coffers to be able to provide aid, particularly to those that need it the most? I mean, as we understand it, there's, 15 million people that live in spaces where things like social distancing is simply not possible.
That's right. The pandemic caught Brazil the economy was starting to pick back up, but the government by no means has a lot of money to just do large stimulus packages, both for companies and for the poor, right? There is an emergency aid of about 600 reais, which comes up to $100-something, $200 being given to the poorest. But it's not enough to make up for the fact that people are losing their jobs and things, industrial production is crashing, and all the numbers we've seen out of the economy so far are pretty bad, and that has been one of the big concerns of the government and of President Bolsonaro. Right? His push to get everyone back to work and reopen the economy is rooted in that concern about the size of the crisis that's ahead.
He has been pretty dismissive about this pandemic and the impact of the virus. So is he changing his tone now when it comes to the severity of this disease? And what are we seeing in terms of his political capital? Because even today he was out and about saying that his government has the majority in Congress.
Yes, he was just saying that on a live feed. He has not changed his tack in terms of saying it has been a while since he has called it a flu. And he has been wearing masks in public more often, but he doesn't acknowledge the size of the pandemic like you've seen Mexico leaders and just governments elsewhere just backtrack on how bad the disease is. He really has focused more on the economic impact and, the crisis that will follow and people losing their jobs and not having money to eat.
Julia, are investors getting spooked as well?
Yes, we've seen markets underperform by quite a bit. Even it's not a great year for emerging markets so far, but Brazil, the drop stands out. You see the currency is down by 30% this year. It is by far the worst currency. Stocks in dollar terms are down 50%. In reais terms, they're down 30% as well. So you have seen it is a mix of the economic crisis. There is this political turmoil with Bolsonaro always creating these controversies. We've lost two health ministers plus the justice minister during the pandemic. And, just the numbers that we're seeing out of Brazil in terms of virus. We've had a couple people calling it a burning house, saying it's out of control. So it's not looking great on investors' books.